here we are. So this is okay. Let me try stream browser first. I want to show you this thing as well. Sorry, unconventional. I see you inviting me, but please wait for me like 1 or 2 minutes. Where? Okay, here we are. Analysis. Close it off. Load PGN and load the game in. Here we are. This is the very long, very I don't know, like 150 years around that. I'm not so good at math, so I cannot like calculate exactly how many years the game has been. Like 150 and around, I don't know. I can't better math. Calculating is not what I'm so good at. Yes. Here, so this is the game between Shunton and Paul Morphy, and that is why what I play in the game is called Morphy variation in the 4-player card Gambit D5. This here E4. You see here, C3 and F6, and D3 should be 4, should be 2 and E3. You can see here. This is called. Oh wait, for a very long time I cannot watch. Like King's Game Decline, Frogby Accepted, Stanton, Charoshik, and Morphy Defense. You know, this is named after Morphy since he played the E3 move. Okay, thanks Smart Paul. Thanks for that. Bye. Well, I mean like, you know, that's why I say that like around 150 since I cannot like calculate that fast. But sorry, my friends, that I somehow disappointed you with my calculation skills. Just E3 here. Actually, I think that in this line, so in this line, it's E4 right like this. So the main line is D3. I recommend this. Knight C3 will have him tempoed like this pin. So this is what I think is better. D3. And now Queen E5, and only now you're taking this. Knight C3 with a tempo. So now it's like this one. This one. I think I prefer this, in my opinion. Also, D5 actually, D5 is really good response against the King's Gambit. I have to tell you that. Sometimes you can also play this. Sometimes you can play the modernized variation. This is the modernized variation. But E4 is a bit outdated right now. But still pretty cool. I mean, I still remember the game between Morphy. You can see her. Okay, I just showed you the game. Since it is very beautiful, and you know the ending will surprise you guys, pretty sure. Let me try and do this self-analysis first. Okay, no, not this one. And details. I want to hide the moves. I'm gonna try to explain you to this game. Very fun, and also like I think really in the spirit of Paul Morphy, who should be like one of the most famous tactician in the early time. Knight 3-3-95. No, he played castle first. Bishop D2. Once again, trying to defend against the pin, right? Number C3, taking here, and number C3 to be a check. I mean, Bishop C3 seems a bit weird at first. You can see here that. Whoa! You see that? You see what Paul Morphy is playing? Wow! Wow! I don't even think that. You can see the stoppage. Can only play the Morphy. 99%. Even 99.5%. Wow. Morphy is an engine. I mean, I know why he playing this. Since right now 95, then I can text, and why I can try exchanging some pieces. So we want capturing this first, in order to take on D5 if you want to. C3. Also, this bishop pawn is going hanging this time, and this knight can be a good defender. That's why he won't go for the trip. Takes here. Takes. Do we check first? Bishop E2, right? Trying to defend, trying to put the bishop. Yeah, this is like one of the most famous game from Morphy. Like Morphy's greatest game, for sure. e2, bishop g4, developing the bishop, also pinning him. And this is making it hard for white to develop. Since knight 3 is so bad, now you simply take this. Okay, let's turn up this one. And takes this on 95. These pawns are so ugly. This king doesn't look so good as well. Now queen h4, attacking, so like this knight can transfer. This pawn is weak as well, right? So simply it is like really strong attack, right? c4. So white is trying to delaying the knight 3. Instead he defending this pawn first. So now Morphy brings up the knight and b8 to attack with a very strong move, c6. c6. Things like this. The idea for him to play cd5 to get the pawn here. But if the pawn on d5 takes, you get knight c6 with a tempo. With a tempo to attack the knight d4, something like this, attacking the bishop on e2, right? If white didn't accept this, I think he should not. Should go for something like king f1, I guess. I think he prefer king f1. And then, although you're still slightly worse, you can defend, I guess, like knight g3 and accept with pawn structures. But in the game, I think Shunton, I don't know, I'm sorry that I cannot pronounce his name correctly. I'm sorry for that first. I'm not so sure. Just trying to, you know, pronounce something that I think it is in the game. This is. I mean, this is one of the things that is not that good in the, early time. Somehow people always want to accept the challenges. Right now, so people tend to play more solid, and they doesn't want to play something that they don't want to accept every challenges if they find this is dangerous. Obviously, we think that taking here so now you allow the knight to get in the game fast, right? Which looks so dangerous, right? Now knight takes. So now knight takes, right? Knight takes. And okay, f1. And now, guys, a very easy move. I just want to do this first. How can black exploit the pin? How can black exploit the pin on this diagonal with a small combination, guys? Starting the question right now. How can black exploit the pin with the small combination? Go. Okay, one moment. Okay, here we are. Good. Wow, a really good question, Chef. I will try to answer that later. But it is really a good question for sure. Actually, that is like the hardest question in London. Okay, so I'm ready, right? Now rook e2 first. This is the game continuation. Why? Simply right now the king is at f1 and now there's no pin along the e file. Okay, I will answer later. No worry. So now the king run away from the e file, right? So now k1 is a move. But now rook e2 by Morphy. It's getting to be like really hidden right now. And knight e2. So 94, right? 94. The knight get in with a really strong attack. Now this pin is really dangerous. And why need to part away with the knight? Since if he run the knight, so he does the queen, right? And that would be too much. Queen b1. Bishop e2 check. King f2. This is not a good defense. He should play king g1, actually. But okay, king f2. Knight g4 check. Bringing another queen, well, another piece to attack. I'm sorry for that. Sometimes I'm still messing my words. So now to ask something not that related to the game, but after king g3 here, how can you checkmate your opponent? How can black checkmate your opponent at this point? Let's go, guys. Yeah, knight 5 is correct. Knight 5 right now, and you're having a very strong attack. And you can meet him with anything you want, like knight 5, and then you go for queen h4, or you can go for knight 2, it all depends on you. Just what you want to play. Right? So now knight 5, like this, knight 5. And if king h3, so now you can meet him with 2 knights, like this, or queen h4 with, like, depends on you. Right? Still easy. But now here comes the most difficult thing, king u1. Now comes the most beautiful. Now comes the Morphy move. Guys, something like this. So now how can we keep on attacking? How can we keep on attacking right now? Before giving some hint, I will give you like 30 seconds to discuss with each other. Guys, right now you feel free to discuss with each other and give me the move that you think is the best to keep on attacking at this moment. Go! This is beautiful. Just trying to thinking about this first. Well, there can be a lot of moves to play, but just discussing first. Just discussing first. I mean, you are starting correct. Knight f3 is damn strong. Knight f3. Boom! Why doing this? How can he think about this first? First of all, the idea is to get the queen into the game with a check. Right now, the queen on b1 defending b6, right? So the only available squares is d4. So now knight f3 to bring the queen with tempo. Obviously, you can play something like knight c2 as well, which obviously is still winning. Since it's not only queen d4, now knight a1 is another move, right? But knight f3 is much more better, since it is going with frostmate. Knight f3, g3, queen d4, king g2. Okay, right now it's your time. Now it's your time to calculate everything left. I'm not going to bother you right now. I'd like to play and give a frostmate. You can even say like winning, whatever it is. This is very beautiful finish. Let's go. Yeah, I know where's the mates, but that's what I want to ask you first. I don't want to like reveal everything. Like if you can think for a while first, and then I give you answers. So this will be slightly better since you can understand everything, right? And well, just make it. Well, I don't want to mention that. It's less shit. I mean, I always play bad against him. Come on, bro. Where's his mate? Yeah, what do I mean? I'm saying that as well. Okay, so after the game, I will turn on what do you mean by Justin Bieber right away. After this game. Oh jeez. Let's continue with the game to understand why. Queen f2. H3, right? Okay, so now I will try to explain to you how to think and how to give a mate this position. Right here, let's go. So now first of all, the king escaped via h3, right? So now we need to continue with check. If not, so we're not going anywhere. Queen f3, king h4 should be like the first move we see. And then suddenly no more like clear checks, since g4 is blocked by the knight. And f2, king h3 is not something that making any sense, right? So now queen f3 is good. Since no king h4. And you know, in the game, white resign. But this is quite early, since king h4 can still be played. And now here's the really important thing to tell you. Now black get a lot of moves to win. Depends on him. Now simply the knight is staying on the way of the queen check. So now simply here we need to run the knight away. But where should we run the knight? Alright? That's the thing. So knight 2, knight 3, knight f6, knight h6. A lot of squares are available here. Even this one looks fine since it looks quite silly, right? It's quite silly. But which is the best square for you to jump the knight? Now is the final question of this position. Black to play. Which is the best square for the knight on g4? Go. I mean, like, a lot of moves winning here. Just tell me the move you think is the best. That's all. I'm pretty sure a lot of moves winning here. Not only a choice. Yep. I think plenty of choice to win here. Just went for something you think is the best. This thing that you can see the follow-up as well. Yeah, let's go through. Let's try to think about that first. I'm not going to review things so fast. One thing you need to try to think when you're trying to calculate a variation is that think about the move your opponent will play to defend against your moves, right? Something like this. Actually, knight h2 and knight f6 I think are the least beneficial. Since knight f6 is not doing much thing, it only like protecting g4 h5, two squares that the queen and the bishop already occupy and already control, right? Something like this. And now queen g1. And I must say that there's no win, no clear win. The queen h5, king g3, and the king can escape. And by doing this, you can survive, right? Knight h2, the same thing, like queen g1. So now you need to try and combine your knight in your attack as well. But where can it be the way? You have three other squares, which are both winning. Knight f2, knight e3, and knight e6. Knight f2 winning, since you not only want to go for this, you also want to go for this. So now queen g1, so now you go for this. And this is mid as well, first. Knight e3 also is winning, this one. Since by doing this, not only you want to go for queen g4, but you also want to go for knight f5. Something like this, knight f5, and here and queen h5 mid. Right? So you know, knight e6 simply have the same meaning. Same meaning. Right? Yeah, both are winning. Both are winning. It's correct. Right? Well, how can knight f6 prevent queen h3? Bro? I mean, like knight f2. I mean, right, you can see here. Let me show you the analysis first, you understand. You can see here that right now the best two moves contain knight e3 and queen a6. This one. Let me show you the move right here first. One moment. Brother streaming, where are you? Here we are. The best two moves contain knight e3 and knight e6. Myself personally, I prefer knight e3. Knight f2. What a second. Okay. I see the fence. Knight f2. This one. So now you want to go for queen g4 and queen h3, right? And then suddenly, what can come up with a very, I think, surprising defense resource? h3. Oh dear. Very cool method of defending. Since right now, queen h3 is defended, and also queen g4 as well. And suddenly, the mid is nowhere to be found. Suddenly. Right? I think knight h1 is winning still. So if queen h1, queen f2 is winning for sure. But I think you can go like queen g1 and still lengthen the match. Which is quite pity for us, right? But h3 is really good defense move for sure. And suddenly, white is safe. h3 is safe today. So I think knight h3 should be best. I think I prefer this. Since this is like, we have three threats connected with this move. First, second, third, and fourth. Fifth. Oh damn it. Oh no, why draw queen h3? Oh no. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Oh dear. 5 threats. How strong will this be? Well, good question, Traces. So now, so here, so you want h3, right? h3, knight h3. You want to go for this, right? Go for this. Do you want? Probably. I mean, this is obviously losing, but white can still prolong the game for a while, right? Obviously, the king is so bad. You can try and play the knight u1 and rook c8, getting this, but this can be a bit slow, right? So I think knight a3 is the best. But still, in the game, he resigned after queen h3. White simply resigned after queen f3, right? So, you know, a very beautiful game by Paul Morphy. Paul Morphy, who is considered to be one of the best, one of the most famous player in terms of combination and in terms of tactician. I can tell you that. Paul Morphy. A very beautiful game by him. That's why I don't think you should play something like c3 first. I still recommend you to play something like maybe you take here and then you play like d3 or queen e2, which can be fine for you. Right? You understand the game? I mean, like, although it's nothing to do with our game, but I want to show you, like, first of all, this is a game by Morphy, and, you know, this is the game that fits into the position, and second, you know, trying to give you also some small lessons as well, right? You understand that? You understand and you enjoy the game? Hello, Frank Pancake. Okay, wait, unconventional, where are you? Unconventional? Get back here, bro? Yeah, let's go forward. I mean, like, right now I can try to, like, answer questions before I go. I need to go pretty soon. I have a move to prevent the e5 pressure. Sadly, no. I think in the game, simply like this and this. I mean, like, this is the thing you need to accept. I think here, so here, and you play this the game, right? Should we d2 here and here and here. And now I think that you're not worse. Not like totally worse, but not easy to play for you as well. I think you should play something like bishop e2, I guess, I don't know. I think I prefer this, bishop e2. So here and here, I guess. Actually, this looks quite like the game. It looks like really like the game continuation, Paul Morphy, right? And he takes here, right? And then you take here. No, not this one for sure. This one, g4, right? I think this is still the best. I think this. That's what I think we can try and improve from the Morphy's game. c4 is really not necessary, since his king is a thing he need to worry for this moment. c4 is a little bit unnecessary. You go when your sub is 2.3k? What do you mean? Well, we own use chess base for sure. Yes. Okay. Do you understand that? Good. Okay, good. I mean, I'm trying to make things really clear and, you know, like good for everyone. Just keep questions if you want to. And you know, my subs right now, wait a second. How many subs I have? One moment. Try the first subs.